All right, all right, all right. Let me go make sure this is.
All right. I'm here. I'm live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Lily Washington of YB Limited. That's the letter Y, the letter B, the word limited, the way to spell here on this channel. And you can also find me other places as well, which is Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. All right. So make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay. And this is the first episode of LiLi's Lessons. You know, some of you may not know me, some of you may know me. But for those who know me, you will know that I have a very colorful story, a very colorful past. And a lot of that story was showcased in my film, The Love Throughout. It's a short film about my life. And I shot that with David Hand. He is actually who directed it. And we wrote it together and produced it together. It was an awesome situation, and so you can see it here on YouTube. But I have a colorful past. So you know what? I said, I'm going to start sharing some lessons from my life, some personal lessons that I've learned throughout the way, right? So the things that I'm going to share on these lessons, listen, you can take it with a grain of salt. You cannot take it. You can take a little bit of it and leave the rest, whatever, right? Some may apply to you, some may not. Today we're going to be talking about regrets. Now, for years I was like, you know what? I don't really regret anything. Like there's not much that I really regret from my past. And like I said, I have a very colorful past. I'm very open about it. I actually do speaking, like motivational speaking and things like that. People call me in to share my story. There's nothing that I'm ashamed about because honestly, I don't live in those places anymore. I don't even identify with a lot of those places. So people can take whatever they want to do with it and run with it and add some sauce to it and whatever. It doesn't mean anything to me. So but recently I thought about this. I was like, you know what? I do have one regret. And I've told people what this regret is. And every time people are like, did you really just say that? Like out of all the things that I know you've done, going to college is your only regret. And yes, going to college is my only regret. Now, before before you start tearing me up, let me explain myself, okay? Now you might still tear my ass up after I explain it, but I don't really care. I'm just going. This is my experience, and so that's not even up for debate. So this is the tea. This is not going to be a stream about hey Adonis. This is not going to be a stream about bashing college or academia or anything like that because I am truly a nerd. Okay. I'm like a closeted nerd that is like coming out of a closet. All right. I really don't watch TV. I don't watch movies. I really don't scroll on social media. The things that I do watch on social media tend to be very educational and stuff like that. So I'm really big on education. I'm really big on learning. I'm not so big on the traditional form of academia. Not so big on it. Um, I think I'll do a separate stream about that, unless some of it bleeds over into this stream. But I love teachers. That's the thing. I love teachers. Even though I'm not big on like the whole school system situation, but I'm big on teachers. So this is not going to be about bashing college. And to be real with you, it's not going to be too much about college in particular. It's just that I'm going to use that one regret to prove a bigger point. Okay. So, yes, my biggest regret is college. And here is why. Okay. I've done a lot of things in my life. I've done a lot of dumb shit. Okay. I've done a lot of stupid things in my life. I have been addicted to drugs. I've been homeless. I've done prison time. I have done a lot of dumb things. I've been in stupid relationships. I've been in dumb relationships too long. All of that stuff. None of those things I regret. A lot of great, great, great stuff actually came from those bad situations. That's why I'm like really not big on the whole word like good and bad and right or wrong, because that really is subjective depending on the perspective of it and what you choose to get out of the situation. Now, with college, The reason why that's my biggest regret is because it's the only thing out of everything that I've done that I paid such a long, drawn out consequence for. Okay, that's number one. Number, well, shit. Number one should have been the fact that I never wanted to go in the first place. Okay, so let's go move that to number one. That's number one. Number two is what originally said was number one, which is I paid that consequence for a long time, which was through student loans and student debt. So I went to college straight out of high school, and the only reason why I did that is because growing up, I grew up in Washington, D.C. Um, neither of my parents went to college. My mother, she worked in the federal government, very good job. She moved up, 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 and she's now retired. But because of the, let's say, social environment of that time, of the 80s and 90s, back then, yes, going to college was more imperative to be able to secure a good job. It was like your ticket into whatever, corporate or whatever. But being from Washington, D.C., everything is about, getting that good government job, whether it's good federal government job or good city government job. It's always about getting that good government job. And, my mother felt like, and trust me, we all know she's a mother. She's doing the best that she knows how to do with the information that she had, but she instilled college into us. She was like, you're going to go to college. When you get out of school, you're going to go to college. You're going to go to college. And it was like, she, I was made to feel like there was no other options. Like there was just no other options. I had to go to college. And if I didn't go to college, I was going to be a loser. Okay, boom. Go through school. I never liked school, even though I like education. The reason why I never liked school is I found out much later in life is that I'm just not, I don't learn that way. That's not the way that I learn. Um, they have this like cookie cutter way of teaching things. And if you fall into that, then chances are you'll be able to learn well in the traditional school system. That just wasn't me, never liked it. And so here I go through the 12 years of schooling. I barely went to school between you and I. Okay. Now, I got caught one time and I got my ass handed to me. Yeah, I got caught ditching school. But I barely went to school. I would just show up, take a few tests, knock them out, and get the hell on out and go about my day. And I just was like, damn, I can't wait till I'm done with this, right? But anyway, the whole time, mom is like, you got to go to college, got to go to college, got to go to college. Okay. I graduate from high school. I mosey on down to the nearest college because I was made to do so, because I was told to do so. And this fear was instilled in me that I was going to be a loser if I didn't. Okay. So that's what I did. I moseyed my ass down to the nearest community college and went down to the registration and proceeded to register for college. Now, y'all, I didn't know what the hell I was down there for. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing down there. I just know I'm down here because my mama said I was supposed to be here. Mama said that's it. That mama said I'm supposed to be here. They like, what classes you want to take? I don't know. Which ones you got? They like, we got a lot. I'm like, okay, well, just give me some of them so she can shut the hell up. So I can take this back to her and she can shut the hell up. Okay. So that's what I did. I just filled out for some random classes. I was like, well, how many I'm supposed to take? They said, I forgot what it was. They said, okay, boom. You got to take this many. I said, well, okay, let's sign me up for that many classes and let that be the reason. So that's what we did. And I remember just showing up to school and just every day wondering, like, what the hell am I doing here? Right? Like, what am I here for? What class am I in again? Who are these people? What the fuck is she talking about up here? Like, I just was totally out of it. I still don't know what classes I took to this day. And then one day I said, I'm not doing this no more. I'm not going back. So I dropped out like in my first year or maybe second year. I can't remember. But what I do remember is my ass had student loans for the next 20 years. Okay. It wasn't until I started modeling and making a cute coin that I was able to pay off for my debts. That's 20 years later of bad credit, of people calling you, credit collectors calling you, trying to collect that debt, right? And you know, I paid that particular consequence for 20 years. And so the bigger lesson from this, because yes, I did get a lesson from this, I guess, but the lesson I'm about to share, I got from other things. But we can just throw this in on the pot so I can feel a little bit better about going to the damn college and paying off my student debt. So let's go ahead and act like this lesson I'm about to share with you came from this experience. That might help me feel a little bit better. All right. So the lesson that I got from these types of situations, including this one, was I really need to be true to myself and follow my own heart, right? Um, because when you're growing up, you got mommy, daddy, preacher, teacher. If you were indoctrinated in that religious sector, that's who you have. Like typically, you're gonna have mommy, daddy, preacher, teacher, and the peers around you. That's what's going to kind of shape and mold your belief system. And if you don't think that is true, I mean, think about if you were born in a whole nother country. Like, think about if you was born in Japan or you were born in Afghanistan. Would you still have the same belief system that you have right now? Would you still dress the same? Would you still like the same music? No, because you're going to be influenced by the things that surround you. So that's what it was like for me. I had that pressure from the adults in my life that this is what I was supposed to do, even though in my heart of hearts I knew that that wasn't me, it wasn't for me, it was something that I didn't want to do. And still instead I still made the decision to go down to that registration office to apply for college, actually to go down there and apply for a damn student loan. That was the first mistake I made, and then apply for college and utilize that student loan. And now I'm on the hook for that student loan. So mommy, daddy, preacher, and teacher are not on the hook for that student loan. I am. And I'm the one I have to pay the consequences. And so that's the thing. When it comes to our decisions in life, there's like typically we're going to be the only one that's going to pay the consequence, unless it's like, of course, you have children and things like that. All right. But essentially you're going to be the only one that pays the consequences for your choices and your decisions. So what I learned is that I can't make decisions and choices for other people because I'm going to be the one that ultimately has to pay the price. No one's offering to help you pay down your student loan debt when you drop out of college because you realize halfway through that that shit wasn't for you. No one's doing that, right? Or whatever decision. Like, a lot of times people, like a lot of times I would take it to another place outside of college. I remember when the whole talk with shame and the 9 to 5 started happening, when people was like doing this whole boss culture, like, oh, I'm a boss. I got my own business. I'm a boss. Oh, y'all like kind of acting like people were peons if they worked a 9 to 5. And I thought that was the most dangerous narrative that not the most, I'm just being dramatic, but it's dangerous because everyone's not meant to be an entrepreneur, just like everyone's not meant to go to college. Okay. And it's just and at the time that people would start putting out that culture, I was thinking like, this is not cute because I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a budding entrepreneur right now, and this is not easy at all. What kept me going through the startup phase of my business is the fact that I love what I did. I did it out of love. I didn't do it because I wanted money. I didn't do it because I wanted to be seen and noticed or be looked at as a boss. I did it because I genuinely loved and love what I do. And that's what kept me going through the hard times. And I feel the same way if you were a person to go through college to get to the means that you want to, is it the means? Yeah. If you want to get to the means in which, you want to get to, then it's going to be that love and that passion is going to take you through those hard nights of studying and discipline where you can't go out partying with your friends and stuff like that because you genuinely want to do this for you. And that wasn't the case for me with college. I didn't want to do the shit. So when I became an entrepreneur, that was way, 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 way harder than college, but it was because I genuinely wanted to do it. It was in my heart. It was in my spirit. So because of that, I got positive consequences because consequences are not neither good nor bad. It's just cause and effect, right? So the consequences from starting my own business was because I loved it, was that I was able to go through the startup phase, get to the place where I was able to enjoy the fruits of my labor, right? I wasn't able to do that so much for college. So that's why I wanted to put that out there, bring that lesson on there. And I'm really, really interested in hearing about any type of like possible regrets that you may have in life and why, and what made you do it, and what lessons that you learned from it, right? So that's just my take on it. Like I said, this is not to bash college. This is really not even about college. This is really about not making decisions based on anyone else. Like you really have to sometimes just get by yourself. If you are, if you believe in a higher power, then prayer. If you don't believe in a higher power, you can still meditate. You can read. Just get by yourself. Think. Block out all of the noise and stuff like that. Like as I age, I learned the importance of not even letting everybody know what my plans are anyway. Because a lot of times people are going to put their own 2 cents in it. They're going to put their fear in it. And if you're not already like, if you're not really sure about what you're going to do, that can kind of sway you like away from something you may supposed to do, or into something you're not supposed to be into, right? So, it's just things like that to take into consideration, right? Um, but yeah, that's the biggest lesson I learned from my regret, my college experience. And I'm still curious into to what classes my ass signed up for. Because that's a joke. That is hilarious to me. I'm like sitting in somebody's class that I paid thousands of dollars for. And I don't even know what the hell the class is. A mess. So you all be true to yourself. Follow your heart, right? You only live once, if you don't believe in reincarnation. But, you only live. Yeah, this is your life. No one else has to pay the consequences but you. All right. So I'm interested in hearing from you. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hey, Ryan Adams, did I have fun? No, I didn't even have fun. That's the problem. I didn't even have fun. What's hilarious is, Ryan, what's hilarious is I went to a community college, so it wasn't like the real college experience. But I did spend a lot of time going to University of Maryland College Park and hanging out with them. So I had fun with their college experience because I wanted the college experience of the fun and the partying and the social aspects. But the academia, they could have kept that. Which is, if we're going to talk about college, I feel like that is one of the most important parts or factors of college if you are thinking about going, is the social aspect, especially now more than ever, because with this generation they don't really get out much. you know a lot of people from this particular generation, they're on these devices, so human communication is not the easiest for it. Doesn't come easy and natural like my generation. My youngest sister, she's in her last year of college now. That was her choice. She's doing very well. She loves it. She's getting the full experience out of it because she really loves it. I didn't love it, so I didn't get the full experience out of it. Um, yeah, you had too much fun. Did you graduate, Ryan? Did you have so much fun that you didn't graduate? I'm really curious to that, but I'm glad you had fun. I just hope you graduated and not paying off student loan debts 20 years later like my ass. But they paid off and the girl's credit is back in order. All right. So, and oh, the other thing, to y'all parents, I know y'all mean well. I know you mean well, but pushing college onto your children, especially when you don't have a means of paying for it, make sure that's what they want to do. Just saying, it's no harm in listening to your children. You can make your executive decisions and stuff like that, but you might want to listen to them. You know, you said I did the second time I went to college. Oh, I forgot I could put these up. Y'all, forgive me, y'all. I'm still new to all this. I'm used to being on the block with Jen. And speaking of which, I'm on the block with Jen 6 nights a week here on YouTube. On the block with Jen. It's a topic panel show. It is the best, most diverse panel on YouTube. Ryan is a regular watcher. So make sure you come and watch us every night during the weekdays between Monday and Thursday. We go live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Fridays and Saturdays, we go live at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The last few episodes and topics have been real spicy and real juicy. I'm gonna have to use another word because it was spicy or juicy. It was a nuclear bomb. Okay, this past weekend. So make sure you go back and watch those episodes. They're on the live tab on this particular page and on the Block with Jen page. All right. So that's all I have for today's LiLi's lesson. I will be back again with another lesson. I had plenty of those because I made some dumb decisions, but I've learned from them. So that's why I tell people, and I'm going to leave you all with this. If you make a mistake, if you make a wrong decision that you regret or whatever, beat yourself with a feather. Put down the bat, pick up a feather, beat yourself with a feather, learn your lesson, and keep it moving. Until next time, always remember to ask yourself, what? Why be limited? Bye bye.